Hello, I'm Paul Hutchins, President of Sampson Community College, welcoming you to another edition of the President's Corner. I'm fortunate today to have with me Ms. Wanda Capps, who is the Division Chair of our Health Programs at Sampson Community College. Welcome, Wanda.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Well, I look forward to visiting with you a little bit about all the great things that are happening in our nursing programs here at Sampson Community College. So let me first start by asking you just to talk a little bit about your role as the Division Chair over our health programs here at Sampson Community College.
Oh, that's a varied question every day. I think my primary role here is to ensure and facilitate that our students and our faculty have what they need to provide a quality education and prepare them to meet their goals to get out into the workforce. And I think it's also seeing what our community needs and what we in the healthcare department can do to meet those needs in our community.
Now, we have several different options for individuals that are interested in getting into the nursing profession. Would you talk about those different options and perhaps touch on requirements that people would have to meet to be able to have a chance to get in those programs?
Okay, I think I had that in a recording in my head. We do offer a practical nursing program, which is a 3-semester program here at the college. That's a very good option for people who need to get out in the workforce early and quick. We also offer a ADN program, which is, most people know, is a registered nurse. That program is a 5-semester program. But within that program, we have different options. And one option is the generic. That's for students who've never been to nursing school. So they would come in as a generic student, ADN student. The second option we have is called advanced placement. That is for licensed practical nurses who want to come back and finish their RN degree. They would make application and come back in the summer. We just started this fall a LPN to ADN, so that's LPN to RN option. That is all online, and those students come and do 2 semesters and complete their ADN degree. Admission requirements are the same for the generic students, practical nursing or ADN registered. So if we go through the specific things, it's they have to have a biology, a chemistry, and be proficient at algebra level within the last 10 years. They have to have those courses. Have to be certified as a nursing assistant, listed on the Registry of North Carolina, and be CPR certified by American Heart Association to be able to apply, and pass the TEAS 5 test once they meet all those.
Okay. Now, one of the things that I know we're very proud of here at the college is the fact that both our licensed practical nursing program and our associate degree RN nursing program are both nationally accredited. Would you share some information about why we chose to go through the process and the demands to become an accredited, both of those programs to become accredited, and what that means to the students that complete our programs?
There were several factors that affected that, and I can think of 3. The first one being that was a goal of the previous director, Miss Cindy Gurley, who we lost early to cancer, and that was one of her goals that, as director, she wanted to accomplish, and unfortunately, that did not happen. So that was a little bit of boost to fulfill her dream. The second was there was a point in time where the Board of Nursing was going to require every school to become nationally accredited, but that did not happen. But we felt like we could do that. We felt like we wanted people to know that we were one of the best, we felt. And one way to do that was become a nationally accredited school. A lot of work, a lot of standards, high level standards that you have to meet. You have to prove that you're able to provide and meet those standards to the students, the college, the school, the faculty. What does it do for us? We're eligible for more grants because some grants you must be nationally accredited. And it's helped us be a better program because it allows us to look at ourselves constructively every single year. Every month we have something we're looking at to try to improve.
Okay. Well, thank you, Wanda. We're going to pause now for these messages, and we'll be back with more of the President's Corner in just a moment.
If you need help paying for college or career school, the Office of Federal Student Aid might be your best option. We offer more than $150 billion to students each year in the form of grants, loans, and work-study funds. And federal student aid can be used to pay for school expenses, such as tuition, room and board, and books and supplies. After you've filled out the free application for federal student aid, or FAFSA, you'll receive an award letter from each school you list on your FAFSA. This letter explains both the federal and non-federal financial aid options that a school is offering you. So let's talk about federal aid. If you qualify for and receive a federal grant, you won't have to repay the money. That will definitely help offset the cost of school, but you may still need additional help. If so, a federal student loan might be your answer. Remember, a student loan is just like any other loan. It's borrowed money that will have to be repaid with interest. If you plan to take out a loan, consider federal student loans first. Compared to private student loans, federal student loans often have lower fixed interest rates and offer many benefits that you won't find otherwise. For example, when it's time for you to repay your federal student loan, your loan servicer can work with you to find the best repayment plan for your individual needs. Plus, you may be able to adjust your loan payments based on your income. You also may be able to defer your federal loan payments, deduct student loan interest on your taxes, and even consolidate your eligible federal student loans into one loan with one monthly payment. Federal loans can even be forgiven based on certain types of employment. Getting a work-study job is another great option to help pay for school. Eligible undergraduate and graduate students will be able to earn at least minimum wage. If you have questions or need assistance, you can contact the financial aid office at your college or career school or visit studentaid.gov for more information.
Welcome back to the President's Corner. Today I have with me Wanda Capps, who is the Division Chair of our health programs here at Sampson Community College. Wanda, I'd like now, if you would, for you to talk just a little bit about perhaps some of the newest things that are going on in our nursing programs that would be important for our audience to know about.
Okay. With the push now for students to have their four-year degree, and that's happening in nursing as well, we have branched out and have options available for students, and two of those, the first one is called RIBN, R-I-B-N. It stands for Regionally Increasing Baccalaureate Nurses. Students can come here for a year and complete some courses. They can be accepted into our program. Then they can apply to Wilmington, UNCW, we're partnered with them, and can be admitted to Wilmington. And once that happens, they will be taking one course online through Wilmington while they're finishing their degree here. They finish their degree here, take their state board exam, pass the state board exam, of course, and then they have 1 year left online through UNCW, no clinicals, and they finish their four-year degree. So 3 years at community college cost. It's a big savings. I think it's about a $15,000 savings. The second option we have is an articulation agreement with all the state four-year universities here. So we know what courses a student can take in addition to our program and what our courses are, so that when they finish here, they can still go to Wilmington, go to Fayetteville State, go to UNC Chapel Hill, and those courses will be taken, they will get credit, and they can go straight into completing their RN degree and finish a four-year degree. Excellent.
Now, I know in addition to the coursework that our students do here on campus, we have a simulation lab, which if you could explain a little bit about how that enhances our nursing students' education. But then, Wanda, if you'd also talk a bit about the clinical experience and maybe share with our audience some of the clinical locations that our students go to as part of their nursing training.
Okay. Well, we'll talk about clinical first.
Okay.
Clinical, of course, we use our community, and we're fortunate to be partnered with Sampson Regional Medical Center. Our students go there every semester. The health department here, Mia Grand, Nursing Center. We also partner with schools and daycares for those pediatric experiences. And we have other community partners outside of Sampson Community College in Sampson County, such as Cape Fear Valley. We do go there, Cherry Hospital, and we go to Betsy Johnson Regional Hospital. They're our primary clinical sites. Simulation. We're very fortunate to have a simulation lab. It has just really boomed. It's allowed us to be able to provide students with exactly what they need. For example, if we're studying an MI one semester, it doesn't mean every student who goes to the hospital is going to be able to take care of a patient who's had a heart attack. Mm-hmm. So we can simulate that in the lab with Sampson, our sim man, and we can change his vital signs. We can make him talk. We can make him be symptomatic of whatever we decide. And he's hooked up to a monitor. So it's very much like being in a setting. Mm-hmm. And students are videotaped as they make their decisions. And then they're debriefed about that. They sit down and watch it together and talk about it and are able to say, did I really do that? Mm-hmm. You know, sometimes it's that. I can't believe I said that. I can't believe I did that. So it's a safe environment for them to be in. But it's scary because they think it's going to be really, really hard, and it is. They have to be prepared.
Well, and it's impressive. I know the times that I've been touring people here on our campus, and we've been fortunate to have students mm-hmm. in the simulation lab. It's very impressive to watch that whole process and that learning environment for our students. Now, when our students complete their studies here, there's a state board exam that they have to pass to be able to go out in the world of work as a licensed nurse. How do our students do on those exams, Wanda?
Big smile. We always seem to do well. That state exam is the same test that every nursing applicant takes throughout our state, whether they graduate with a 4-year degree or a 2-year degree. So our students are taking the very same exam that a graduate is taking who graduated from our 4-year program. Our PN students, for the last 10 years, I went back and looked, the last 10 years they've had 100% every year except for 2 years. And that was 96% for those 2 years. So we have always stayed way above the national mean. The national mean in 2014 was 82%. Of course, our PN program was at 100%. So we were way above the national mean. Our ADN program has always, again, in the last 10 or 12 years, has been above national mean. The last 3 years for them has been 92 and 90 and 100. And the national mean was 82. So, of course, we've been way above that as well. So we're doing well. And the students do well. The students do what they need to do to succeed.
Well, and I think it says a lot about the education that they receive here at Sampson Community College. When you look at those success rates on the state exam, and wherever you go to receive health care mm-hmm. in this community, you run into our graduates.
Right.
And you see that quality as they work with you. And I know that that's a direct, can be directly attributed to the great, outstanding faculty that you have here and the great work that they do. Would you tell the audience a little bit about our faculty so they can kind of know the people that you provide leadership for, Wanda?
We're very fortunate to have faculty who I like to say are vested. They're vested in this community, they're vested in this college, and they're vested in the program. So they have a love for it, and they have a love for what they do. Out of the there's 8 faculty members, and out of those 8 faculty members, 6 of them are all graduates. I guess it's a good thing to say that I've taught all 6 of them. So it's wonderful to see them come back and teach. They all are master's prepared nurses except for 2, but they are currently enrolled in a master's program and will complete their program this next summer and the next summer. The other faculty member we have is in our nursing assistant program, but she's also a graduate of this program, and in, I won't say the year, she might not like that, but she's a graduate of ours. So I think that is one thing that helps. The others who are not our graduates, who are faculty, are still vested in this community. They're from this area, they love this community, they love our hospital, and I think that makes a difference too, is that they just have a genuine vested interest.
Now, Wanda, if you would, let's talk for just a moment a little bit about where our graduates go for employment once they finish one of our nursing programs.
And I have to say that our graduates are fortunate. Across the state, in bigger areas, some graduates are having a hard time finding a job. Luckily, our students who are pursuing finding a job, some of them may continue on to school, they usually have a job before they ever graduate. So they don't have a hard time finding a job here. Most of them are going, of course, to Sampson. A lot of them might stay home, but they usually stay in this community and go right outside of Sampson to work, such as Cateford Valley, Betsy Johnson, and in the past few years, Johnston Memorial Hospital has hired a lot of our graduates. So that's mainly where they go to work. Our PNs graduates, the nursing homes, they go to nursing homes and doctors' offices a lot to work, and so we have a lot of those at Mary Grant and Southwood.
Excellent. Now, for those that may be watching that are interested, or perhaps know folks that might be interested in looking at trying to begin their studies here in our nursing program, what are some sources of information or ways that people can find out more about our nursing programs, Wanda?
Well, of course, the first place may be the website. We work really hard at uploading documents and trying to keep those current. So going to our website, to the academics tab, and then to the help programs tab, you'll be able to click on the different options and read through the process. Of course, you can always call and come in and we can talk with you and go over some things. And Ribbon, that I mentioned a while ago, the Ribbon program, there is a video on the website if someone wants to go and watch that video about Ribbon. But we would certainly welcome anyone to come out and speak to us or visit the website.
Excellent. Well, Wanda, thank you so much for spending this time with me today and sharing this great information about the fantastic nursing programs we have available here at Sampson Community College. Sampson Community College is a comprehensive community college here in Clinton, North Carolina, where students can come and do coursework to transfer to upper division universities and colleges, or work in specific program areas in as little as 2 years or less to get out into the workforce. Thank you for watching the President's Corner, and we look forward to seeing you again next month.